What is going on, everybody? It is Sunday. I'm bringing you a Guild Wars video. This time I have missed a few, but I'm going to go over the crest heroes and the artifacts. So SK Deadly Strike with, I'm actually using Dread Drake now instead of Spirit Mage with Life Drain, Cupid with Bulwark, Tree with Revite and Revive, and that's pretty much it. Cupid doesn't really matter. You see I have Goblet on Dread Drake, Blitz on Skull Knight, Ares, and Warlock in Axis Strife, so they hit a little bit harder. Let's see who we have. We have KOA, which will probably be the top 5. No, there's one in Exilum, so top 4 and then one in Exilum. So we're going to get started here with KS83. I found this base pretty easy. I see he's got a 5/5 Revite Ares with Psy Shield, so to combat that, drop some troops and wait for his Ares to come out. And just like that, that Ares is gone, so I no longer have to worry about that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my Dread Drake and my Skull Knight down at the bottom. I'm going to drop Ares to the left. I'm going to drop Warlock to the right, and then I'm going to drop Cupid over at the side so he goes off right away. And the point of this is so that Ares goes off right away like that again. And we see I already have one hero down. We're working out, and Golem's down now as well. Ares goes off again. His Skull Knight's still up, but this is looking good. We're only at 31%. I still have my Skull Knight. I dropped my Trinitar, and my Skull Knight's still going, so he just killed the SK. He pretty much just destroyed him and tanked him, even with the towers. That is why I absolutely love Life Drain, and I will never go away from it for Guild Wars, especially with Deadly Strike on the back end. So we're going to speed this up. We're going to go right through it pretty quick, pretty easy. There is an Ares totem at the top, although like if you use my method right there, it didn't really matter at all anyway. So once again, UFOSP, I drop Dread Drake, Skull Knight at the top, Ares to the left, Warlock to the right, Cupid on the side, and let them walk in. I see his Skull Knight still going, so I start dropping all my troops because I didn't hit his heroes. My Warlock absolutely destroys 2 heroes, and just like that, Skull Knight's still tanking. My Ares procs again, and he gets a big proc. Skull Knight against Skull Knight still. Ares finally goes off. Somehow that Skull Knight is still going. So mine ends up dying. That's okay. I dropped the Trinitar. Now I'm only 7 to 10, so only 4 heroes revive instead of 5. Eventually I need to work on that. But right there, the Ares goes off. I get the right heals, and Skull Knight tanks, kills him. Dread Drake's still going. They're not going to kill Dread Drake and Skull Knight together. Ares procs again, and that ends the base just like that. So I've been using Dread Drake the last Guild Wars or 2, and it's really been helping as far as killing heroes. He does a lot of damage with 6/8 Bulwark, so, or a lot more than what he was doing previously. So I'm going to back out of here. I do have to go back in. I had to make sure I had all my heroes alive and a little bit of troops. So we're going to go back in, and the top 4 are in here, so we will do Andrew Key next. Now, this base, I thought I remembered there being 2 totems, one at the bottom and one to the left. He must have changed his base at some point because I was almost positive there was a Santa down here, but when I did that, it drew out his Dread Drake, so I dropped my Dread Drake and my Skull Knight at the bottom to get rid of him. Ares to the left, Warlock to the right again, and Cupid down at the bottom. And just like that, his Dread Drake's already dead. That's one hero down. His Valentina just went off. I got an Ares proc after that. There's almost all his heroes are dead except for Golem and Valentina. The Golem is doing a lot of damage, but it didn't matter here. My Skull Knight still tanked it once he came back alive, and he ends up killing him. And then pretty much like that, that's an easy win. I dropped Trinitar. Skull Knight's still going. Dread Drake pops up, which makes this a very easy base. There is a Atlanta core at the top. Not that it will matter if you don't go through that area. All his heroes are dead way before then. So let's move on to number 4, and we are gonna see here which base that is. That is 215, 184, and that is, I think that is, yeah, Pinoy Taigas. So I actually found this base really easy, but my Skull Knight does a lot on this base. So I see he had an Ares as well, so with Psy Shield. So what I do is I just go get a few more Mecha Men because it makes it way easier, and I don't have to spend a bunch of time dealing with them. Now, I also thought there was 2 totems here, so I did do extra Mecha Men, but it turns out there's not two, so you won't need as many, but you are going to need a few if you're going to use this route. So the Ares I see is right there, and there's a double Ares totem. There's an Ares totem there too, so I drop it at the bottom because I thought there was a Santa one down here as well. He probably changed his base as well from last time because those walk all the way in and there's nothing. So I know this area is good. So I wait for the golem to finish proccing so I don't have to deal with them healing. And then I go right in, same drop. I drop Dread first, so he's taking all the towers, so he's going to die quicker. Naturally, I don't want him tanking and keep going off, although he does still tank pretty well. And then Cupid again, same, basically the exact same timing. My Skull Knight, I believe here, gets killed and then comes back to life and does absolute work against his whole team. So my Ares is still proccing. My Dread still tanking, which is going good for me. I see I'm at 21%. I kill some heroes, his Dread goes off and his Golem. It don't matter. Skull Knight is still going, even with the Dread don't matter. It kills the Golem and then kills the Dread no problem at all, 47%. Drop the Trinitar, get my Dread back, and that's pretty much a wrap. Makes it very easy here, especially because with Goblet, there's no way towers will probably kill him. Although I do recommend if he dies and your Skull Knight dies, and only Dread comes back up, end it. That's what I was doing. I was just waiting to get Skull Knight and Dread going at the same time. Now, this space, I drop Dread at the top to tank the towers, Ares Warlock at the bottom, Cupid to the side, and I put Skull Knight that far over so he didn't attack that base, and you'll see what happens here. Basically, they get destroyed before they even come in. My Dread and my Ares die, but my Skull Knight, it already killed all his heroes. There is no Skull Knight, so that makes it easy. I drop Trinitar, my Dread comes back to life, that Ares procs, it doesn't even matter. Not going to kill Skull Knight and Dread once again, so easy 100%. That's for 536. Let's see what I ended. I ended with 2759. That puts me in 8th for right now, and we are still in 2nd. I don't know by how many points, probably just a few points here. Yeah, about 4,000 points right now. We usually get a lot of our points towards the end of the night. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this helped. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I am out.